you guys, this is Jessica from a Diamond Sticks YouTube channel. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome here, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, you're welcome here. Anyways, since I'm kind of like on a freeze, a froze, a standstill, YouTube jail, whatever you want to call it, for spamming or making too many videos or whatever you want to call it, kind of like on a standstill every so often. I gotta see if YouTube will let me post more videos and create more content or whatever. So that's why I haven't been posting much. And so I'm just kind of chilling out, if you will, or whatever. And I've been watching television and different things and watching other YouTube channels and YouTube and stuff. So anyways, there goes that big old bird. I don't know if you can see it or not. Flew past that trampoline. But that's basically what I've been doing. And then I have a lot of doctor's appointments and stuff too that I go to during the week and stuff. So I've been going to them too. And then my children, they have appointments too. So life has just been laughing, I guess you could say. But the grass, as you can see outside here, is overgrowing or whatever. And the skies are gray looking and dreary looking and just gloomy looking. And it's been raining. Well, I don't know when, since when. It's hard to keep up with how long it's been raining or whatever. Seems like it rains every other day or every day or whatever. And I'm still having troubles with my septic, not as bad as what it was, but I still am having a little issues with it. Been trimming some rose bushes and trees and scrubs when it's not raining or whatever, bushes or whatever. And where the garbage man did not run for Memorial Day, that's why I have so much trash. It's like that every holiday. And no one's still yet picked up that disc, which is surprising. Looks like there's a cigarette butt. I don't smoke, and I don't know anyone that does. So I don't know where that came from. So probably some hoodlum or whatever out walking down the road or whatever here. We don't get as many people as we used to that walks the roads or nothing. But every now and then we do get people who walk by and stuff. But one of the things I have been watching is I've been watching this channel. There's a boat. I almost stepped on it right there next to my foot. I'll just kick it out over here to the side. There, it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. But anyways, like I was saying, there's one of these shows I have been watching for years on YouTube, and I still watch this channel. This channel is called Now You See TV, and I don't know if any of y'all would be interested in it or not. I don't know these people personally or nothing. I've just been watching them pretty much ever since I started watching YouTube. I've been watching this channel or whatever. And this channel is like, I don't know how to describe it for sure. It's kind of like a mixture of a bunch of different things. It's kind of like a religious channel, a Christian, even though I don't like using that word. It's like a Christian-based channel. And they do like conspiracy theories. I'm big time. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but kicking those hostas to the side that I hadn't planted yet so they don't get mowed over. See, it's already grown up where I sit here and pluck some of the weeds the other day. Oh well, that's what happens when it rains all the time. But anyways, that channel is kind of like a Christian-based, kind of like a conspiracy type channel. And conspiracy theories or whatever you want to call it. Those roses look like they're dying. I don't have much luck with roses over here in this ground or whatever, this clay ground. But Anyways, they do kind of like conspiracy theories, and then they also relate things back to the Bible and the religious side of things, I guess is what you could call it. And anyways, I watched probably about a week or so ago. So when I watched all that bird, I didn't see it there. Probably scared it. But it was probably about a week ago. I won't get too close to it. And I was watching their video they did, and they do their videos real well done. They've been on YouTube, like I said, for years. So like they edit their videos, and they have, I'm sure they have people that work for them and stuff too. They're a little bit of a bigger channel, not a huge channel, but a bigger channel or whatever. Anyways, though, they did a video. I don't know if any of y'all would be interested in it or not, but I'm kind of interested in stuff like that. And they did a video about a week or so ago. I forgot the title of that video, but it was about kind of like the mysteries of Bigfoot is what it was about and stuff, is what the video was about. And I don't know if y'all know that channel or not on YouTube. It's been on YouTube for years. And the owner of that channel actually passed away, I guess. I didn't know that's who that was. I had watched that channel before though. And they'd even been filmed on like the History Channel, on like Finding Bigfoot, that series and stuff. And I have watched a lot of those videos before in the past, like years and years ago. I used to watch that stuff. Look how that tree is bent over, like it's getting too big. It needs to be cut down. I swear it's gonna fall down here in my yard. I just hope it don't fall on them purlin posts. That's what scares me to death. I don't like messing with electricity at all. But anyways, they did like a video about talking about Bigfoot and the religious side of it, and the way that they was talking about it. If y'all know anything about the Bible or whatever, like the Genesis 6 theories or whatever, and talking about like the Nephilim and stuff like that. And that's what made sense to me too whenever I was watching it. I kind of believe like how they was describing it and talking about it. I'm not good at describing things or whatever, but anyways, like that's what they were talking about. How they think that in some way Bigfoot or Sasquatch or whatever you want to call it or whatever is related to the Nephilim in some way. Those flowers had just budded out and now they're already dying. I swear nothing around here, it seems like, anymore, especially this year. It seems like nothing's lasting at all like it used to. Flowers and stuff for seasons. I got a red lily that's getting ready to bloom out right in between there. And all those weeds. I would sit down there, but I know it's wet where it's been raining and stuff. But anyways, there's a big hoe I didn't even know was there. Went into it in the ground. But that's basically what they did that video on. And I don't know if y'all know that channel. I don't remember his last name, but his first name was Scott. And he passed away like last year, I believe. And now his son, and I think his daughter maybe, they've even kind of like taken over his channel. And I'm thinking his channel is named Bigfoot Awareness or Awareness Bigfoot or something to do like that. Awareness Project Bigfoot or something. I've been watching that channel or whatever it's called. It's on my feed or whatever, on my YouTube feed or whatever now. And since, well, I've been on YouTube kind of like about posting videos or whatever with my channel, I'm kind of like taking breaks or whatever. And so I've been watching a lot more television here lately. Plus where it's been raining and stuff. So anyways, but Now You See TV, that YouTube channel, they did a video and had that guy on kind of like as a guest speaker, which was that guy's son. And he's kind of took over that channel now, and he was talking about it and stuff. And I've not myself personally ever really had any Bigfoot or Sasquatch or whatever you want to call it experiences like that. I've had scary experiences and what I would call demonic experiences in my lifetime. And I've also and I'll talk about that sometime on a different video. It's starting to rain on me out here, so I don't need to let the raindrops hit the screen because it will turn the screen off of me recording. But anyways, I've had like what people call UFO or alien experiences or whatever. But I'll talk about that in a different video and stuff. But I haven't had one in a long time, an experience like that. Not since I've gotten older. I've not had many experiences in that category or nothing. But when I was younger, I used to be, I don't know if y'all are familiar with being held down by the devil expression. And let me see if this is really wet or not. This chair. No, it's really actually not. So I'm gonna sit down here for a second. I just can't. I ain't got no energy. But anyways, and obviously it's starting to rain. But I've not had like too many experiences with that stuff since I've been older. I've had some, but not like how I used to have experiences. And I did have a lot of experiences of what people around here call it being held down by the devil experiences. I had a lot of experiences like that whenever I was growing up and stuff. I'll talk about sometime on a different video or whatever. But anyways, if any of you are interested in any of that stuff, like the Bigfoot type stuff or whatever, I would recommend you to check out that Now You See TV channel, and also check out that, I don't know his last name though, but I'm thinking it's like called Bigfoot Awareness Project or aware Sasquatch Awareness Project or something like that. I think they use the name Sasquatch instead of Bigfoot on their channel. But anyways, I would recommend you definitely to start watching some of that stuff. I think that's interesting, stuff like that is. I think it's interesting. It don't really scare me or nothing, but like I said, I've really not had like a Bigfoot Sasquatch experience. I've had like, and I do think there are, in my opinion now that I'm older, is it different from how I was when I was younger. Like I thought like UFOs or aliens was like a thing when I was younger. But now I tend to believe more that in some way, just like how they was trying to describe it, that they think that the like the Genesis 6 theory or whatever, like the Bigfoots and UFOs, stuff like that, it's all like demonic, evil, and it could be related to like the fallen angels, or it could be related to like Nephilim and stuff from Genesis 6 in the Bible or something. And that's the way I look at it now. I don't look at it like how I used to think that there was like a separate group of beings or whatever when I was younger, like they were aliens or something. I just don't look at that like that now though. But and I've also had, when I was younger, when I've talked about this a little bit before, but whenever I take y'all up in the holler up in Blair Branch and show you what a holler is, and I talk about that place called the Deep Holler, that's where I've been clipping that tree down a little bit right there. But anyways, I've had experiences before up in that holler with what I think is actual black panthers before. Just like what you would think of the African black panthers from Africa or something, like a jungle type panther or whatever. And so I've had experiences before whenever I've been up in the deep holler with seeing black panthers and hearing them. But if you ask anyone who works for like the game wardens and stuff around here where I live at, they're gonna say you're crazy and they're gonna completely, allegedly, they're gonna completely deny it and say that they don't exist around here, that they've not made it to this areas or nothing. But they'll say that like they're in New York and places like that, New York State and places. So if they're in New York State, supposedly or whatever, or up in the further northern states, you know that they've probably migrated down here and stuff. You know, if they can live up there, they can live down here for sure. And you know, if they live in Florida, which they do live in Florida supposedly, you know that they probably migrated and they can live up here or whatever too. But if you ask the locals, like the people who work for the authorities, like the game wardens and stuff like that around here, they're gonna act like you're crazy or stupider than crap, and they're gonna completely deny it or whatever. But there is stuff like that around here, and we definitely have, but they'll admit to that. We have coyotes. A lot of places have coyotes and stuff. And we have mountain lions, but they'll deny that too sometimes. We do have mountain lions too. But I don't know. I would recommend you back to watching that channel that I was talking about, and some of those that Scott guy's videos, because sorry, I'm huffing and puffing, you guys. I'm so out of shape. But anyways, I would recommend you to watch it. I just found it really interesting. And then whenever he was talking about his experiences before he passed away and stuff, and he was looking at it more too there at the end on his channel, like a spiritual type thing, other than how a lot of people, including myself, tend to look at stuff like that, like, oh, Bigfoot's just I don't know, like he's kind of like an ape-like person or something, or like an animal. But the way he was describing his experiences and stuff, it just sounded like they're a whole lot more intelligent. It makes me think of fallen angels and stuff, and how, like, he said, like, sometimes they would avoid like trail cams and stuff like that, and they knew where to go and where not to go to be seen by stuff like that. And they was so like intelligent, you know, that they knew not to get in front of like LED lights and stuff. I don't know, you just have to watch it to know what I'm talking about. But I did think that was real interesting. I have been watching a lot of those shows here lately, so I'm definitely interested in stuff like that. And so if any of y'all are interested in stuff like that, I would recommend you just start watching some of his older videos. His son and daughter, like I said, they're trying to take over it now since he's passed on. And he wanted his son to or whatever. And he talked about that like in some of his videos or whatever. But they're just not, because they already know from their dad's experiences and stuff. They already know it's like a spiritual battle or whatever, so to speak. So they don't like go out and investigate in none of the videos yet, like their dad did or whatever, from what I've seen and stuff. I don't think that I don't know if they're going to or not. I just, I don't know. They haven't done that yet. And my water's still not fixed. But anyways, that's why that's open. But that guy, I think his name was Scott Carpenter, but I could be wrong on the last name. And he lived in Tennessee. And he would go to like, they have like a community for Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever in Tennessee, like a meet and greet group or whatever of investigators and stuff. And he would go to like Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and do conferences and stuff about that. So, anyways, if y'all have stuck around just to listen to me babble on about nothing or whatever, I think you should really check out both of those two channels that I was talking about. Now you see TV, and also, I don't know for sure, I think it's called the Sasquatch Awareness Project or something like that. But I know that guy's first name that used to have that channel is called Scott. I'm not positive on his last name, but I think it's Carpenter. Anyways, I'm gonna get off here. I appreciate y'all who watched, and that's enough of me rambling on today. Looks like the weather's starting to clear up again. I thought it was gonna rain. It still looks like gray looking and stuff over there in that corner, and that's usually what I go by, but it's rained off and on all day today. But I don't know, it might clear up now. Anyways, y'all can talk to me in the comments and tell me if y'all had experiences. I'd love to hear about your experiences, if you've had any with like UFOs or Bigfoot or Sasquatch or anything like that. Now, I have an uncle, but I'll make that into a different video. And I tried to tell y'all a long time ago a little bit about that, like my uncle's story. He has like a Bigfoot experience or whatever, but I think that's like in one of my first videos, like long form videos, whenever I took y'all up in the deep holler or something one time, and I was talking about it a little bit, but I really didn't like tell you like for sure how it went or whatever from what he told me or anything. But I've never had a Bigfoot experience or Sasquatch experience. Do I believe they're out there? Yes, I definitely do. I believe that they're out there. I just, even though that's what society has us calling them, is Bigfoot or Sasquatch or something like that, I don't believe they're that. I believe like how like they was trying to explain it. I don't think they're good. I think that they're not good for some reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I do think it's Bible related. I don't know if it's because of the Genesis 6 Nephilim stuff, or if they're fallen angels, or maybe they're related to somebody else that was in the Bible, like from early on in Genesis or something. Like maybe they was related to Cain, maybe they were related to Esau. I don't know, but I do think it's Bible. It has a Bible link to it, because some of those videos I've been watching and stuff on some of those channels talking about Bigfoot and YouTube or Sasquatch or whatever on YouTube, it's like even all these other channels that still exist and these people are still alive and going out and looking for Bigfoot, they all have a common factor if they have a Bigfoot experience. They talk about how, pretty much they talk about how like they don't think Bigfoot's friendly either. They think it's demonic or evil too. And like a lot of people will, even when they're trying to go out and find Bigfoot or whatever, they will talk about how that like they'll bring up Jesus's name, and it's like they'll get like some kind of response, like from, not really necessarily in a communication form, but they'll get some kind of response back, and it lets them know that like that the Bigfoot knows who Jesus is and like they're afraid of him. So that makes you wonder. It makes you think. But anyways, that's just my opinions or whatever. I'm gonna get off here, you guys. Hope y'all are having a nice day, and I'll talk to y'all later or whenever I can. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye bye.